Sean Cowan here, and joining me for a little conversation right here, Marvin Ryder from the DeGroote School of Business at McMaster. We're going to talk real estate. Marvin, let's get right to it. Obviously, it's been a very hot market in Hamilton, Burlington. It's hard to have kind of a prediction for what the next year is going to come. I'll ask you, do you think it'll be as hot? And do you think we'll see values going up 10, 20, in some cases even more year over year?
Yeah, so Sean, if you don't mind, I'm going to answer your question, but I want to start with the driver of all of this, and that's interest rates. Canadian interest rates are at the lowest they've been ever in Canadian history. Bank of Canada has their trend-setting rate at a half a point just 2 weeks ago, declined to increase that. We've seen the American Federal Reserve Board increase their rates twice in 2016, just now sneaking over the Bank of Canada rate. And as we go into 2017, what's going to happen with those interest rates, because I think that's going to drive demand. I think in the United States, you're going to see the Federal Reserve Board raise interest rates probably just 2 times. They've suggested 3, but I think there'll be enough volatility with the Trump presidency, and that will shake up the economy a little bit, that they'll be a little slow to react. In Canada, I don't foresee any interest rate increase in 2017, and I'll even go this far: if I'm wrong, it will happen only towards the end of the year, perhaps in October, November, somewhere in that range. Our economy is still too fragile, and with the cap and trade, energy problems, etc., coming on board, I think the Bank of Canada is just going to hold tight. Therefore, if interest rates remain relatively low in Canada and really aren't increasing all that much in the States, it's going to be another great year for real estate. Now, will we see prices go up 20%? No. I think everyone agrees that that's been a little too hot. The government of Canada has changed some rules around applying for mortgages and also encouraging people to do more quote-unquote stress testing, making sure that they can handle mortgage payments if, for instance, rates did start to go up a little bit more. But I think for the time being, this rate increase you see probably on the order of 9-10% is going to continue. There's a lot of demand in the greater Hamilton area, and that includes Burlington, even Oakville, down into Niagara. From people in Toronto, they are prepared to pay a better price. And also, we're not seeing a lot of supply. There's not a lot of new housing coming on, a lot of new choices. We have some condo developments, frankly, that I think are stuck. How many years does it take to convert a tall building into a condo complex? I don't know, but gosh, I would have thought they were on the market by now. There's still no sign of much completion. So with no increase in supply and still a heady demand, I think 10% increase for 2017 isn't out of the question at all.
All right, we're seeing obviously Hamilton, Burlington has been a very hot market for a long time. Home prices going up. What I'm finding with a lot of people are looking a little bit on the outskirts, going towards Grimsby, Beamsville. I've done a deal in actually in Welland. $250,000 can buy you a detached home in Welland, which is unheard of in the GTA area. Obviously, I guess first-time buyers are, if they can't afford the $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 homes, then the areas outside of the GTHA are probably going to just continue to grow.
Yeah, I still think of them as part of the GTHA, but you're right, they're the less urban areas. Brantford, for instance, has also been seeing a lot of growth. Paris has been seeing growth as you head down directly south of Hamilton. Caledonia, Cayuga, you mentioned Welland, Fort Erie. All of these places, they have, for many people, what seem to be bargains. Here's the other thing that we're seeing, Sean, with younger buyers. This idea that I'm going to buy a home and pay it off, that I'm going to get a mortgage and I'm going to pay it off. Many of them believe that they'll just carry a mortgage all their life, that sure, the home might be $700,000 and maybe I've got, I don't know, $50,000, $75,000 to put down as a down payment. But I'll carry that mortgage and slowly build equity. Where their parents thought they would pay it off and they'd have all of that equity themselves, they're still willing to say, well, if I only get half the mortgage paid off when I go to sell the property, maybe it'll be worth $1 million. I'll be owing $300,000. I'm still ahead $700,000. It's still seen as the best investment you can make. So I think we have a different attitude towards debt and mortgages than we had a generation ago.
All right, good stuff. I think you answered my question. I guess it looks like 2017 is going to remain strong. Anything else that you see is going to be coming into the future in real estate, maybe different areas, different trends, what 2017 and beyond will be looking like?
Yeah. So for me, the housing market is a bit like the canary in the coal mine. It reacts to external forces. Clearly, the biggest question we all have on our mind is the Trump presidency in the States. Now, why should that worry us in Canada? Well, if he, for instance, becomes very protectionistic, puts more boundaries and barriers up and walls and so on and so forth, we could see economic repercussions. Canada's economy is not the strongest it has been. Remember, it was in the second quarter of 2016 that we actually had negative growth in the economy. So we need Trump not to be too terribly volatile. That could put some question marks in, that could affect interest rates. We're also going to be watching in early 2017 whether OPEC is true to its pledge to cut oil production. They've linked this several times, promised this several times, and each time backed away. If they're able to cut production, we're going to see gas prices go up. We're going to see oil prices go up, and that too may change the mindset of the buyer. The need to be near, say, rapid transit, near a hub, a terminal that way. And then here in Hamilton, of course, the LRT debate goes on and on and on and on. If we can finally get that sort of going down a path so we know where development could happen, we could hear announcements of new condo developments along that route. But right now, people are a little skittish making those kinds of announcements until they get more certainty. So these are things I'm watching in 2017. They don't directly affect the housing market, but they do shape the behavior of consumers who'll be watching these things with interest.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Marvin Ryder, DeGroote School of Business. Thank you, Marvin.